Hi, I'm William Howe and you're watching Sporting Icons.
All right, Will, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, buddy. You?
I'm very well, thank you very much. But you've been keeping yourself busy in the amateurs while you went to turn pro.
Yeah. I have. I've had a few fights. Well, I've had three fights while I've been waiting because the process has took a lot longer than we thought it would have, really. And obviously getting dates for my fights and that have took longer and that. So to keep myself busy, it was ideal to just keep fighting, really. I've had three fights with good lads from London and all over the country, really, all over the country. So I've kept myself busy.
You've been sparring Dave Allen recently as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've been sparring Dave a bit. It's a good spar with Dave because it's a good learning thing, and he mixes it up. Sometimes he'll try and box you, and sometimes he'll come with that professional sort of style that we see in the ring with him, where he'll just sit on your chest and come forward and rough you up. And then sometimes he's like really fast and really like thingy. So it's a good spar with Dave. But I've been enjoying getting in the ring with him.
Oh, now, your trainer will be Peter Fury and your manager, Mick Hennessy.
Yes, yeah. I'm back down with Peter. Um, Ma- End of February. End of February, I'm back down with Peter, and hopefully, once all my medicals and all that are back and done and sent to the board now, I'll be signed with Mick, and hopefully we can go forward from there with my professional license and get my dates for my fight.
Oh, spot on. So you've had all your medicals, you've got the clear, you're just showing it to the board, and then they'll just rubber stamp, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's it. There was just a few hiccups with everything, just like as you first. Most people have said to me, when you first go of your license, it's quite a thingy situation where you've got to just they'll pull you up on certain things and it's not as being as straightforward as I thought it would be, but everything's done now. Everything's done and I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to getting them 10-ounce gloves on.
I bet you are because you punch ridiculously hard. Obviously, I've seen you spar, I know, lots and lots of rounds and all that kind of stuff. Of course, I've seen you like in the amateurs when you won the ABA Northern Area and that as
Yeah.
well. Now you've now won twice, is it, or three times?
My Northern area, I've won it twice now. I've won it twice. I boxed for it. I won it in April and then boxed for the title um, on the 3rd of December.
Right. Okay. Now, I know that we've spoken about this before, but it's fantastic though, and it must give you confidence knowing that Peter taking you on, he don't really take on too many people.
Oh, the confidence from that is massive because Peter just takes on who he thinks he can work with. And he's very straight with you, Peter. So um, for him to take me into that stable and look after me and be teaching me and learning from him is amazing. It's one of an it's a great opportunity, and I could never have ever turned it down. And I think that sort of style, what he brings to fighters, will suit me down to the ground. Just the different learning and everything that'll come with learning off Peter, and obviously, and it's a great camp down there. He's got quite a lot of northeast fighters, and he so it's quite a good, and it's a good state camp to be involved because it's quite settled and quite a nice place to be.
So I think Peter should move to the northeast. He's got more northeast fighters and northeast trainers out at the minute, hasn't he?
Yeah,
But you,
he has.
April, Savannah.
Yeah, there is. There's everyone. Actually, there's. I think there's more northeast there than anyone else. I think. Obviously, it's Hughie's gym, but that's it. That's more or less. He's just got everyone there who is northeast or Newcastle, Hartlepool, and now Middlesbrough.
We have to start calling Peter King of the North, won't we?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I mean, like speaking of Peter, I've always said, like every year, every January, people talk about trainers of the year because they had this world champion, that champion. But for me, I've always said that it's not about how many belts you've got in that trophy cabinet for a trainer. It's about every single time somebody walks through that door, can you improve them? And without fail, every single fighter that walks into the Peter Fury gym gets improved.
Yeah, definitely. Best thing with Peter, what I've noticed with his coaching is that he'll mention one thing to you and he'll keep on at that thing for days. He won't just tell you to do it and then the next day move on to something else. If he tells you something on the Monday morning, you look like you're doing it, he'll keep you on doing it till he thinks, right, I'll move you on to something else now. And that's the best thing with Peter. And he'll spend time where you're watching you. If it takes 5 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, he'll spend that time watching you and making sure that you're getting it right. And that's the best thing about Peter as a coach. It's not just, oh, I've told him and that's it. It's that he'll spend the time with you and watch you do it and make sure that you're getting it right.
That's the thing, because your style as an amateur was pretty much pro style anyway. Very, I mean, you're very aggressive. You're aggressive in sparring. You're aggressive in the amateurs and the tournaments and all that kind of thing. What you needed was that bit more of a defensive thing, if you like. It's perfect for that.
Yeah, well, to be honest, what I'm doing with Peter is keeping that offensive style, but bringing the defense into it. So it's pretty much making sure that I'm moving after shots, rolling and catching shots, because my style is to come forward, throw a lot of punches, and try and wear the opponent down. Where Peter now with me is sort of going back into saying, I'm not taking that away from you. It's pointless making you stand up and box. He said you might as well sit on your legs, sit solid and roll, catch your shots, move, just making sure that you're not getting hit. Which in the amateurs I've seen me get away with, but in the pros you don't. You see with anything, people are getting beat 8 rounds and they get caught with one shot and that's it. It's game over. So I'm happy with even that on Saturday. Look at Liam Smith. Nothing was much happening. One shot, good left hook, and that was it, wasn't it? So that's obviously something which Peter's saying to me now is we've just got to make sure that you're not just all offense. So when you are on the offense, that you're throwing your punches and you're catching and you're reacting and you're making something happen all the time, really, which I think will suits me as my defence. He's not sort of changing my style or pulling me back on all my things. He's adding to my game, which is perfect.
Well, how's it going to be though? You have a fight and not get hit as usual. It's going to feel weird because that's where your nickname Balboa come from, isn't it? Because you like to have a bit of a...
Well, yeah, it does really, that sort of style of throwing and not being able to sit on the chest as much and just throw my shot and hold. It sort of takes it away. But like I said, Rocky's fantasy in it. So and getting hit, actually getting hit, I always say, hurts. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't. It's not so. It's sort of just, I just have to sort of adapt to it and just hopefully it'll become more natural as more I do it and the more I practice. It's just as everything.
I mean, you've got a great sparring partner with you, Hughie.
Oh, Hughie's unbelievable. I think he's just technically brilliant, just technically, and you just learn off him all the time. And he's always like, even if he's not on the ball himself, he can keep on at you, and he just got that. It's trying to catch him if you try and land on him, and he's always got a defense. He's always got a defense in close, at range. He's always got the defense, and I think definitely a couple of fights when he comes out this year, he'll be definitely in for a world title.
Stephen said the same thing about Hughie. He says that what people don't see on TV is the reality of Hughie. Hughie says that he's been punched by a lot of heavyweights like Stephen, but Hughie hit him probably the hardest.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say the thing is with Hughie, it's that his defense is that good that it doesn't look like he throws as much or throws as hard, but yeah, he definitely does really hit hard. Definitely, as he's, I mean, he's only been beat off world champions really. So for me, I think Hughie's got like he's up there with them. So he must have a shot, because if he didn't punch, he wouldn't be there. Do you know what I mean? You have to be able to throw and hurt someone, or you people just take advantage of you. So, and I think Hughie I would definitely say Hughie can really hit really hard. Obviously, I've been hit by him a few times, and it's it has
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately for him, he was supposed to take on Michael Hunter, and he got that long COVID illness, and everything.
Yeah.
And he was in camp when he was going through that. And you remember, like he told me, like he was probably fatigued. He was probably drained
Yeah,
during that.
yeah. Well, he's still trained. He's still trained even before he knew that he had it. He's still trained. He's still done everything that he done with us. He didn't sort of just think, "Oh, I'm knackered," and I'm not doing it.
Grinding
He's still
through it.
trained. He still kept that. Yeah, he's tried to train through it. Kept that mentality and of I'm gonna train. I'm not gonna just think, "Oh, I'm not very well." Which for me, that's a world champion, that mentality in it. To not just think, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm just gonna sit down." But I thought that he was very. He kept on carrying through until really, I don't think he could. Till obviously Peter said, "Just rest, just rest. If you can't lift the weight or you can't do it, you might as well just rest." And that's what he done. And then obviously he got all his tests back that he'd had the long COVID, which obviously is not very nice. But I couldn't imagine. I've never had it, but a lot of people have said that it takes a hell of a lot out of you, and it takes a lot of time to recover from and that.
Yeah. And he's looking to be back. You say that you're back in the gym end of February, early March. So he's probably looking to be out, what, early summer maybe? An estimate?
I think probably I could imagine earlier than that. I think he's back. He'd probably be back fit now, getting ready himself. I could say probably end of April. I could say so. I could say as early as that. Definitely. I couldn't. It could be later. It could be sooner. I wouldn't really know till we're back in the gym and we're talking. But I could say sooner. Yeah, I would say more sooner.
And with Savannah, of course, it didn't go well for her last time, and hopefully she realises that a lot of people are proud of her because she put up a hell of a fight of the year candidate, wasn't it, against Clarissa?
Yeah.
Um, any idea when she's out next, and what's it like having Savannah in the camp with you?
Savannah's down to earth. Savannah's class. Savannah's you just taught Savannah is like she's a world champion. Well, she's a world champion, isn't she? So to us, but she just comes in the gym. She trains like the rest of us. She doesn't give. She's not like, oh, she's just one of us really. She just trains and she's dead nice, easy going, dead. So it's not like there's any egos or out like that in the gym or so. In Savannah's class, because you look at that and you think, well, she's a world champion and she's probably arguably one of the best fighters in the world in the entire female division, out through them all, and you just think she's not got any ego about her or out like that. She's like really positive influence on the gym, really. Same as Hughie and that.
And April, I love April. She's an absolute nutcase.
Yeah. She's class April. She's funny as. Yeah.
Now she's looking to have a busy year this year. I know that she wants to avenge that loss, but honestly, I can see her having some kind of title this year, whether it be a Commonwealth or a European.
I think she'll definitely be in for a shot for some sort of title. I think probably another fight, and she'll probably be ready for a title shot. I could imagine. So I think Peter will probably have her down already. Probably one more fight, and she'll definitely be in for a title at some point. Even towards the back end, could be a world title. If she has a few more fights, she could definitely be up there. I don't see why not.
Right. So what's it like entering the pro game, looking around at all the Northeast boom, which has been going on for like the last couple of years? Lewis Rickton, he's got a big fight coming up with Ahara Davis. Like a Steve Robinson just had that great win over Nick Campbell, and you've got the McCormack twins in there, and you've got Cyrus Patterson, Callum French, and Mark Dickinson, and all these kind of lads.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It brings the public eye of boxing up to the northeast. People want it, and it's always been hard to have shows up here. I think it's always been London or Manchester. It's always been away from here. It's never been up here. And I think with all of the talent that's about at the moment, there's no excuse why these big shows can't happen up here now. With all the talent, all these great fighters coming through, definitely not. And especially as people start bringing titles in and that, they've definitely got to bring more shows up here, big shows as well, not just the small hall shows are out big. I think they need to bring the big shows up here. And I definitely think it's a big thing is boxing up here now with all these great fighters coming through. So I think that they should be having stadiums and stuff selling out soon anyway. I think not long before. I think like St James's, even Savannah's next fight, everyone's saying St James's. I think that would be a massive fight. It'd be 60,000 odd there. So and it'd be all North East fighters wanting to be on it, and I think they should because we're probably producing some of the best talents at the moment.
I totally agree with that. What about you one day headline in the Riverside?
Oh, that's a dream. That's a dream to get there. I've been working. I've been doing the pitch invasion team, working at the moment. But it's class because Glenn. With Glenn. Glenn said, "Oh, Johnny, where?" He said, "You just literally sat watching the match. Well, if anyone runs on," he said, "That's all you do." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll do that. Free ticket, sit at the side watching the match." And then, when they come out to Pigback and the stadium's bombed and all the lights flashing, I can see myself in the middle of that stadium, in the middle of the ring, walking out to that and fighting there for whatever title it may be, but selling it out. I can just see it. I can vision it when I'm there, and I just sit in the corner thinking that's going to be me one day, watching that and listening to that song coming out, and it's the best feeling. It gives you butterflies really thinking about it.
Well, it's a pure motivation if nothing else, but of course also from your part of the Northeast as well, Michael Webster.
Oh, Michael Webster, I can see Michael few fights. I could see him being British champion. Really, Michael. I think he's up there definitely for a British. He could easily win a British title. Michael, I've always rated him. He's fast. His basics are probably brilliant. Probably world class. His basics just he's 1-2 down the pipeline, and his speed's phenomenal. Speed of his shots and his combinations. He works in combinations, which he doesn't ever throw singular shots. He'll tee up and he doesn't ever work like that. And I think Michael could easily be British champion. I think even this year, I think the cruiserweight's not massively massively booming in terms. I think a lot of people want to move up to heavyweight. I think people want to try. So I think Michael could probably go for a British title if he can get a good few fights. I think he could definitely be fighting for a British title, Michael, this year even so.
And we'll be cheering on Rob Ismay when he takes on Simon Dacres for the English heavyweight title.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, got spot the Northeast. Definitely. Obviously, to be sparring down there, it would have been nice, but obviously you need someone tall like Michael Webster or someone like that range, because obviously Solomon Darkries, I think, is 6'7", something like that. Myself, I'm only 6'3", so I think. But I think I hope he goes along and wins the title. As it'd be a massive thing to bring back to the Northeast.
I agree, and. All going well this year, maybe we'll see like a Stephen fight for one of them. That'd be good.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Obviously his last performance against Nick Campbell was massive underdog, all on the betting apps and that. Glenn had rang me on the morning. I think it was about 9:30. He rang me and he said, Will, have you seen the this betting apps? I said, why? He said, Stephen's on Sky, he's 10-1 to win. I said, 10-1 to win? And he said, yeah. I said, surely not. So I looked and he was 10-1 to win. I was thinking, how's Stephen 10-1 to win? He said, how good's this? I said, I've sparred to both. I said, I think Stephen's got the upper hand on him. I said, but I said I'd definitely stick some money on it, and obviously I put a lot of people were putting out bets on Stephen to knock them out. So I said definitely, I said put on Stephen on to kill him, and he did. It did come out like I said. I know it happened, but it was funny just the morning Glenn ringing me and all that. It was dead. Just stay. I think he thought, he's getting him with the world champion here. Do you know what I mean? They'd been stitched up, but it was. I said to Glenn, I said, they don't know what to do. I said that's a banker, that one. And obviously it was a massive win. I was in Liverpool on the night. I was going mental, and the left hook come out of nowhere, just stood and he just left up. But obviously Stephen was very tough, and that.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? It's like people say that Stephen, he eats too many shots. You've about him many times. That's what he does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does. The thing is with Steve, he's got that massive shot. That shot, that shot is probably one of. It's like Wilder. Wilder just waits to hit you, doesn't he? Wilder doesn't mess around, try and outbox or anything like that. Wilder just waits to hit you, and that's what I feel like Stephen does, and that's what he done with Nick Campbell. As soon as he seen that shot, he knew that he was going to land it. Boom, and the fight was over. That is as simple as that. But I fight the exact same. I think wait for people. If they're punching you away for themselves out, and then you've just got to go on the offense and attack.
No. Now you mentioned that you're looking forward to putting the 10-ounce gloves. I mean, bombs are going to be thrown by you, because you like to punch, and I can imagine with the amount of shots that you throw, like ordinarily, people are going to be in for a lot of entertainment.
Yeah, definitely. One of my things is that I say now, it's to be a great fighter. I'd love to be remembered as a great fighter. Whatever comes with that, titles or belts and the rest of it, is nice. But I want to be in great fights. I want to be like Chisora. Chisora's not ever been a world champion, but he's a great fighter. He's probably one of the best British fighters in the history books. He'd be put down because he's fought everyone. He's fought almost all the world champions. Even Fury took Fury 10 rounds still. Fury struggled to just put him out. So obviously it was just nice to. It's nice to be. I feel it would be nice to be remembered as a great fighter, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I want to go in and have great fights, give people great nights. And my thing is that I always think, when I'm sat there with my dad says to me, "Oh, see him, he was a great fighter. No matter what he's won, no matter what he's done, he could have had 50 fights, lost 30, and won 20. But my dad said he's a great fighter." But and I think, that's what you want to be remembered as. It's there about making entertainment, putting bums on seats, or whatever you want to say. And it's about that bit of aspect of it also. That's what I'm hoping to do. I want to be remembered as a great fighter. I want to be in great fights, and that's what I'm hoping to achieve in my career.
That's the thing. As like a boxing fan, it's like people get more respect if you're seen as one of those fighters who don't turn down fights. You'll give it a go, and if you come up short, you come up short, but you give it a go. And that's exactly what Chisora is. He's got 12, 13 losses, but he's adored because he'll fight anyone.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. I think it's a short career in a funny way. Even though I'm young now, and I could 20 and I could fight till I'm 40, but you could even if you live till you're 80, you're retired 40 years. So I feel like it is a short career of what you've got to do, and time you get up there, and that you've got to make the most of it. And why try and avoid fights or think, there's someone, he's a massive puncher, or he'll knock you back. Why? Look at Dillian White. Dillian White, when he got beat off Joshua, people thought he was finished. Come back, had brilliant fights. Joseph Parker was a great fight. Oscar's Reverse was another great fight he had, and he come out on top against them and give him a world title shot. It's one of them. You've got to go with what you think. If you're good enough, you're good enough. That's my way of looking at it. So I don't feel like if you're not, you're not. But you're best giving it a go, because if you look back and think, I never done it, or I missed out on this, or I should have took this fight or took that fight, you'll always regret it. So you might as well fight who the best fighter is.
I agree. One fighter I know that you've been in the ring with is Moses Atuma. He's making his pro debut this week.
Yeah,
What do you make of him?
Enrico, a brilliant fighter. Moses, you've got to give it to him. He's won the Euros 3 times, 4 times. He's won the World Championships now. Brilliant, fast hands. He is what he says he is, but obviously, 10 pros like myself, it's a whole different ball game in it. So, obviously, wish him all the luck in the world on his debut. I wouldn't say that, but obviously, and it'd be a great fight down the line as well. That'd be another great fight to try and catch up on.
My next question: you and him in a year or two, both going to be on the same kind of path, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, and there's other heavyweights out there now. Like you say, Johnny Fisher. There's loads of heavyweights to meet along the way. So, like I say, it's nice. It'd be great just to go out and get in the ring with them all, fight them all. That's what my plan is, to get out there and fight them all. So, but like I said, if we're on that path to meet, we're on that path to meet. And if we do, we do. And hopefully we do. And hopefully it's a great fight. And that's all we can say. But like you said, I've got to have my debut yet and get my date set and all that. So, still just waiting for that, really.
Now, obviously, you're going to be with Peter. You're going to be with Mick Hennessy. Has there been talks that you could have your pro debut on Sky, or have you not got that far yet?
Obviously, we haven't really got that far yet. When my debut will be, I feel like it will be in. I feel like it will be on Sky. I feel like it'll be on a Hughie undercard. Hopefully Savannah gets the rematch with Carissa at St James's. That'll be a brilliant fight to go and have. So it's all in talks at the moment still, but I feel like it will be on Sky, definitely.
Okay. All right, William. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'd just like
sponsors.
to say, big thank you to all my sponsors. Obviously, I couldn't do it without them. Ackham Cars, Rose's Funerals, NEBC Services, Aluminium on Point, Bespoke Financial, Rip Into Fake Away, Your Fake Away, and Green Stripe, all of them. Just want to say a massive thank you to them all. And Rose's Funerals, I couldn't do it without them all. So I'm just massive thank you to them all. Big shout out.
Well, imagine Glenn's face if you end up like a headline in a borough.
I know, and close protection, Glenn. Close protection in Glenn Bartlett. I know we were on. I was in the office with him the other day, and he said to me, he said we were talking about. He said, "Do you see?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "It'd be brilliant." I said, "Get there, obviously, it'd be a brilliant night for everyone, because Middlesbrough doesn't really have anything like that. So it'd be brilliant just to get the Riverside sold out, massive night, big fight on this card." To go and do that, like Tony Bellew did at Goodison Park, and that, it's just a dream. It's a great thing to have, and I'm obviously as my career progresses, hopefully I get that opportunity.
We will. All right, William. I'll put your social media, your Instagram, and that in the description box of this video, so everyone go follow you to keep an eye out for when you're gonna be announcing your pro debut. Anyone can come along and support you.
Yeah, definitely all support welcome. I appreciate everyone that supports me, even coming to me amateur fights. It means the world to me. It's obviously it's people's time and that, and spending money. So I appreciate everyone that comes along and supports and helps me and helps the journey.
All right, William, I appreciate it.
Cheers, Martin. Thank you very much.